Alright, hello friends. Hello, hello. Wow, my hair's a mess. How's it going? Hello. Let's see who is here. Mr. ODM, hello. Shonis, Clownfish, LFK, hello. Ulster, hello. Codobra. Avo. Hope this board is silver. I'm actually not sure. We'll see what color it is. I have no idea what ODM just said. CBA, we're so back. We're so back. Well, actually, it's slow. Not much gonna happen in the next month, but you know, we're occasionally doing builds. Ewan, hello. Uter, Frankie, hello. Alright, please check my DM. That's a good one. What's up, Mason? How's it going? Oh, Mr. Liam. Hello. How's it going? Alright, so today we're building this S2000 Mini SE, or 2000 Mini SE from Hand Engineering. This board was in limbo for quite some time that I recall. Also, if you hear stuff in the background, it's just my partner just doing stuff. Also, I have a fan running in the background because it's really hot. So, so this board actually, when did it first run? It had an estimated delivery of Q3 2023. Is that what it is? But I don't know. It ran a long time ago. All I remember. And it just didn't ship for a while. I remember a prototype being shown back in like 2022, I think. And a raffle happened around. Oh yeah, the raffle happened 2 years ago almost. Yeah, like 1.5, 2 years ago. And it finally shipped apparently. So here we are. So we're building this for you know, a community member, and we got a pretty just classic MX Black build. Got some TX tabs over here. Nice deathmat, thank you, Mr. Hinker. Not as nice as you are, I'm sure. All right, so let's get started. It's gonna be a pretty quick and easy build. So arrived in this nice kind of beige zipper bag. For some reason, I still don't quite understand why people do this thing where they put the handle at the top here, but the zipper opens at the bottom. Kind of weird. I personally think that it should be the other way, where the zipper is outside of the handle and it closes here. So that if it opens accidentally, it doesn't open, you know, this way. But you know, that's just a design thing, I suppose. All right, so let's see what we got. It's been a long journey and it's finally over. Enjoy it. Oh, from Protozoa. All right, so I guess Protozoa helped fulfill this. Then we got a McLovin PCB here. 60%. I think this is the K60 variant. Has the Fly DB, I think, so the long one. We got bump-ons, the long type. Interesting. Okay. And let's see what color board we got. So let's check it out. Alu Blast is expected from this elitist community. It's a community favorite, that's for sure. Well, it definitely has blockers. Looks like we have a silver weight. Ooh, what's this? Oh, it's like, is this brown? Warm gray? Brown? Brown? Is this a color that was in the GB? Diego, if you were going to build a meme board, MX Blues or Zeal clickies, I think MX Blues are probably more annoying. Moon Rock. Oh, okay. Well, that's what the color is called, Moon Rock. So here you have it. Oop. Actually, is this on manual or autofocus? I'm not sure. Let's see. I think it's on auto now. So there it is. There's the alu plate, full alu plate. We got polished steel in the back, sort of similar to some of the other boards that we've seen from Hand Engineering. And then we got I think this is copper bottom weight. It might be brass, but I think it's copper. Based on the color, pretty nice. Let's put this aside. Gray. Yeah. Okay. So this is supposed to be gray. Well, it looks pretty warm, so it's kind of on the brown side. To be quite frank with you, it's very warm, warmly toned. If it's supposed to be gray. So actually, it goes pretty well with the copper though, because of the warmth of the gray. Put the bump on now. Gray and copper hot? Yeah. Yeah, this is a good combo. But yeah, Mason, I think I would do MX Blues. I think they're more irritating than probably other clickies. I think like modern clickies have a more or not modern, but like, you know, like newer clickies, since the MX Blue, MX Green, I think they tend to have like a better click jacket. So I think they kind of sound better in general. And so I personally think if you're going to do a meme board, so to speak, the MX Blues probably are more appropriate in terms of how annoying they might sound. But that said, I don't know, MX Blues can sound kind of nice depending on the build. But yeah, I guess go with whatever you prefer. Give it a few months? Alright. Let him cook. Let him cook. Alright. So I do need to take the plate out of this. So you have some I think these are T8 screws. So let's get our screwdriver. This deserves Dolch with Hangul? We could do that. Okay, you got some of the smaller screws holding the weight in the back. Take the weight off first. I assume there is going to be more K screws underneath. So there comes off the weight, which actually holds the daughter board. Actually, no. The daughter board is held in the case. There's space for it. Okay. Comes off the weight, and now open up the rest of the case. Pretty nice looking board, actually. Alright, comes off the case. Ooh, kind of heavy bottom. Bottom's nice and heavy with the copper inner weight, through weight rather. Nice and heavy, thick bottom case. I tend to believe that thick bottom cases like this tend to lead to kind of like more very nice nicely rounded sort of sound for builds. But I suppose your mileage may vary. Alright, we have a 5-point mount, top mount plate. So let's take off those screws. So it looks like it is top mount only. We don't have any O-ring columns here. So it's top mount only. So good old classic. Alright, take off our plate now. That's what we'll need for the build, and for now we'll just gently place the top piece on top here, leave it aside. And let us open up our PCB. Get a piece of foam to work with. Okay, so it comes with 2 daughter boards and cable. That's kind of nice if you need an extra. We do need to take this off. I actually prefer to, these days I prefer to do this with my actual pliers because I've hurt myself one too many times just taking these off, even though you can just do it with your hands. Okay, take that off. Anyway, so how have you guys been? How's everyone doing? For me, it's been super busy. I've just been busy with wrapping up my degree, and so I've been caught just doing work for that. All right, so let's test the PCB first, though, just in case. It's a Mega 11 PCB, which tends to be okay, but you never know. Okay. I remember needing to do this for the Hex 4B PCB and thought I was gonna break it. Neo Ergo waiting room. Ooh, nice. Oh, I forgot that I just unplugged that. Neo Ergo is pretty sweet deal. I was tempted because it was such a good deal. But at the same time, you know, like really trying not to get more keyboards right now. But you know, for some reason, okay, there we go. And so I didn't jump on it, so I'll probably just get to enjoy the Neo Ergo once it shows up at meetups and whatnot. Alright, so I was asked to do this with split backspace and split right shift, so we're gonna set that up for that. Layers, it's gonna be a momentarily toggle, and then we gotta switch some layouts actually. We gotta do 7U. I'll just set it up the way I would personally use it, so I usually do left win key here, don't need that. Right alt, I typically do use it, so I do put it there. And then on layer 1, they're gonna need a bunch of things, so let's put the F row first. Looks like it's not even programmed. Delete here, caps lock there. And then we gotta use the arrow keys, so up, left, right, and down. These numpad things can go away. And then we can do home, where's home? Home, end, page up and page down, so HKV style. And then the rest is pretty much okay. Don't really need anything extra for now. Anything extra like up to them, I'll just leave it. And I guess that's about it. And then we can just test it. I shipped the number 2 off to Vietnam before it gets shipped to New York City. Oh, do you ship it to someone to engrave it? To what's his name, Ben's Jr. Or what do you send it there for? That's the only thing I would think about if someone says like I sent the keyboard to Vietnam, unless you need some. I don't know what other services there are available for keyboards customizability. That'll be specific to that. Normal finishing methods are too basic. I guess you're already past that, Mason. That's kind of crazy. It's pretty pricey, the custom finishing stuff, the engraving stuff. It's insane. But I mean, it's really cool though. Super sick. Alright, sweet. Everything's working. Let's unplug that. So, taking a look at this PC. Swang sold me on it once he broke down the hours that go into it. It's roughly $6 an hour of labor. No way. Really? I didn't know it was that cheap. But I didn't know, first of all, that many hours went into it. That's a lot of hours. I forgot what the total cost ends up being, but that's still quite a lot of hours, actually. Wow, that's pretty interesting though. It's interesting to hear about. $6 an hour. Really? That's the way the math works out? Crazy. Okay, these are revision. I think these are either revision 1 or revision 2 stabs. Actually, no. The old packaging, I think this makes me think is Rev 1 or Rev. So old style stabs. So these don't really need breaking in. They're actually already nice and loose at the joint. So don't really need anything else. Just disassemble them. Maybe I'll like unclip and reclip once, but I don't think it's really gonna need it. But let's just double check. Oh, actually the 2s are a little tighter. Just a little bit though. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Okay. Full number 2 was about 400 hours for the last one he did. 400 times 6, that's 2400. Wow, that's a lot of hours and a lot of money too, overall at least. It's just I didn't realize it took that long. 400 hours of work. That's a lot of time. I mean, if that's even if it were 40 hours a week, right? For like a normal work week ish. And you know that's 10 weeks. Obviously excluding weekends. But it's quite a lot. Quite a lot. Also, thanks for the Alright, so let's see. Okay, so where's my 205? Let's get the 205 here. And oh, weird. Why can't I hear the music for whatever reason? Is it on? Oh, I think it's just oh, there. My DAC was acting up. Alright, let's see. Get my brush. It's nice to do a 60% with split everything because it's gonna be a pretty quick build. Anyway, what's new for you guys? You guys got anything cool happening over the summer? Can't say I have too many updates. I'm personally just swamped in work. And I'm not committing to any events or anything right now. Need to be in the clear for all that, so until then I'm not committing to going to any meetups or any events right now. But once I'm done through with this, I'll probably be able to take on more builds and do some more stuff. You don't want to see Lamp and Christian and everyone else going to mode next month? I actually wouldn't mind going. It's just I haven't committed to it. I can't commit to it until like I'm done. Just because of like I don't know if it's gonna get pushed back or anything. So if it does, like then I really can't commit. So it's kind of pointless to commit right now. I'll just decide last minute if I can make it to anything that's happening in July. Because maybe I could make it like a day trip, but yeah. It'd be kind of rough. Boston's not, I mean, I guess it's close-ish, but it's not that close. Why is Christian going to a mode meetup? That's not DGR. I guess he's just invited to go see folks. But I mean, Christian actually goes to quite a lot of meetups in the East Coast area and whatnot, and actually even he flies out for meetups too. Oh, Mr. Prius. Hello. What's up, dude? How are you? What's up with you? How have you been? How's life? How's the work? How's keyboards? Good, are you? I'm good. Just been really busy with work. I trying to finish up my program here, and just been kind of swamped doing that. So really not coming to anything else. I'm basically just heads down to do that, and then pretty much like, yeah, even builds, like it's kind of slowed down, requests and stuff, and also yeah, just kind of busy, so I haven't really taken up too much work outside of that. And keyword stuff, you know, like I don't really buy new much when it comes to boards and whatnot, so I have some new key sets. Like for example, I did get the new MTNU blinks. Can try those out. I guess I have some other miscellaneous key sets here and there, but yeah. But I mean, it's like maybe like GMK, you know, or CRP. Like it's the usual stuff. And outside of that, you know, artisans, trading. Work so busy. Got back from Florida this week, but good. John and I getting coffee when he in town next week. Oh, nice. John, what's he doing there? For work? Or something? Florida though, huh? Wow. Florida right now must be sweltering hot. It must be so hot out there in Florida. Even here, like here we're hitting whatever 30 degrees Celsius equivalent in Fahrenheit is what we're hitting these days for temperature. And it's been, I mean, as of this weekend, it's kind of humid. Today we got this like storm, so it's been raining a bit. Think work, yeah? Oh, cool. That's nice though. I want to visit Colorado. Orlando work trip was fun, but wearing business attire, oh yeah, that's rough. Yeah, fortunately I'm not bound to strict work attire other than for like professional events like conferences and whatnot. So I haven't had to do that lately, but I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure it's brutal. At least I guess if you're hopefully indoors all the time, then little relief. Bone job, babes. Diego not ready for the heat wave this week? Oh, I'm not ready for any heat ever. I'm not ready for any heat wave ever. Like every summer for me is big time struggle. Oh, Mr. Justin, JJW, hello. How are you doing? What's new? What's cooking? I saw that you I suppose you recently just wrapped up the plate tray buy, and then is there anything new these days, or just focusing on life stuff? What's good? Oh, Mr. Alex. Wow, big raid. Hello. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for the raid, Alex. How are you? Hope you've been well, Alex. It's been a minute. I haven't been streaming as much these days because I've just been busy with work, but hope things are well with you, man. Thanks for the raid. And welcome people over from Alex's stream. Welcome, welcome. I'm Diego Lightning. You might not know me, you might know me, but I also build keyboard stuff. Been around in the scene for a while. Collect a lot. Do you have a bigger tub of lube? This is what I have with 205. I do have some more 205, yeah. I do have more 205 than this. I'm actually running low on this tub, but yeah, I did buy in bulk a while back, and so these are lasting me quite a bit. Yeah, I pretty much use 205 for everything as far as stabs are concerned, so for me it works perfectly. I know other people use different things for their stabs, but for me, yeah, this is perfect. Are all of the 2000s delivered now? I think they are, but I can't tell you. It's not my board, so I'm not sure. But I mean, they are delivering. If there's anything to be said about it, it's that they're delivering, which is awesome. What's the text around the spacebar in the case? It says 4DIK0KWMCI. I have no idea. It's kind of looks like a kind of reads like a serial type of thing, but at the same time, I'm like not sure what it actually says. Like, I'm not sure what it means, rather. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Who is the PCB designer? PCB designer for this is McLovin. It's a McLovin K60 variant. I'm Ollie who I am. Hello. Long time no see indeed. How are you? I've been getting into 206 G2 for stab wires. Oh yeah. Huh. I guess 206 is maybe cheaper? 206 G2? Or is it the same price as 205? Because I mean, if it were cheaper, that's a nice alternative. Right? But yeah, I bought my 205 in bulk a while back and I just never looked back. But like, I guess once I run out eventually, if I ever do, I'll probably look into maybe new things. I don't know. But I've been happy with 205 anyway, so I just kind of stick to what I know. Don't recall, but I've been getting good results with it? Okay. So I actually don't know what these are lubed with, these switches. All I know is I opened a couple, and they have Deskeys films on it, and they do seem a little bit lighter on the lube as well as the springs. So I think they're like 62 gram MX blacks with Deskeys films. Maybe probably lube with 205 based on the feel, but I'm not sure. Could be 3204. It's pretty lightly applied. Mr. Diego, what is your safe go-to favorite switch to solder? If you ask me, it's the MX Black. But I also like Gateron switches quite a lot, like GAT linears. Like the Milky Top yellow, Milky Top black type of Gateron linears. Like I like full travel switches, so I don't actually use long poles much. So like a lot of people might be recommending like, you know, like Alex might tell you like, hey, I recommend like the Obscuras, or I recommend like the HMX switches and stuff. They're lovely, but I don't love the slightly shortened travel from long pole switches. And actually the sound also kind of, the plastic sound gets to me eventually, so I don't love how loud they can be. In some builds though, it's pretty nice. Like maybe like swapping like the spacebar with a long pole switch can be kind of nice for the extra pop, but personally, I just prefer like more muted sound inboards, and so I tend to go for full travel switches. And like Cherry and Gateron really haven't failed me, so I tend to pick those pretty normally. But yeah, HMX is way too high. Yeah. I kind of get that. First impression of those new Type Plus stabilizers. I remember I just looked at them during the Gawk Lily stream, and they look pretty nice. They have an interesting new method, or not new, but different method of hooking the wire, because the wires are kind of like, you know, the wires like have they're basically custom because they have this like kind of like extra bend, right? And so you can't really replace any other wires, which is one thing. But I mean, overall, like fitment of the parts though, the tolerances look pretty good. So it looked like if you lube with 205, it will probably be fine. That was my impression of them. I don't remember if did I try them in a build. I just don't remember right now. It's been a little bit. HMX EVAs aren't anywhere near as bright as a lot of HMX other stuff. I see. 5 mil syringe of 2.6 is 15 bucks. Oh, okay, that's pretty much, they're pretty much charging normal-ish prices. Actually, 5 mil for 15? A little expensive, actually. Is that pre-shipping, too? So it's not that cheap, actually. Yeah, kind of inspired from Co-Star stabs. Yep. Have you had any experience with Gateron smoothies? I don't think so. That's new to me, actually. Or actually, I think I've heard the name. Oh yeah, I saw this. Oh, these white ones. Yeah, this is a completely new switch. I'm pretty sure, if I recall correctly, these are kind of like all palm, right? So it's like kind of like the kale cream type of switch. Personally, I trust Gateron to do switches pretty well, at least from my experience. This is interesting. 50 gram bottom out, or actually 40 gram operating force, plus minus 10. 22 millimeter dual stage gold plated spring, 3.6 millimeter travel. So short in travel, it's kind of like long pull. I personally wouldn't purchase it because it's long pull, but if you're into like that specific style of switches, it could be interesting. I'm assuming it's gonna be different from like a cream though, because creams do have like full travel, 4 millimeter full travel, but they do still sound loud because they do bottom out on the pole. So I haven't tried them though myself. Maybe I should ask Keycaps if I could get a sample to try out. That would be nice. The price before shipping. It's not terribly more expensive. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's almost the same. Comes in a syringe rather than a different container. Oh, that's nice actually. Preloaded in a syringe. It's convenient. How do you like 11-degree TKLs, Diego? I like them. I actually had my first custom. My actual first custom was Duck Octagon, and so that was 11 degrees. So I was fine with it. Yeah. I think the high angle looks nice. It makes the keycap profile look so cool, look so nice, and so I personally really like it. The look especially, but it is true that if you don't like hover your wrist to type, it can be pretty uncomfortable because too high, too angled up too high. So yeah, not everyone does hover the wrist, so that's that's a thing. Do you remember the time frame of the Duck Octagon versus your second custom? Also, Reinfo, thanks for the prime. I went in all the way. I came out of my first meetup thinking I really like Topre, I really like Ergo Clear / Zelios, I really like MX Blacks, like Lube MX Blacks, like nice linears, lighter ones especially. Those three were the main takeaways I had during the meetup switch wise. I had previously tried things like buckling spring and Alps, so I wasn't new to it actually. So for that, I didn't have a takeaway for them because I was already acquainted with vintage stuff before modern mechanical keyboards actually. So for me, like discovering new stuff on my first meetup, this was back in 2016, was Topre and like customized switches, like lube switches basically. And I think at the time, like a lot of stuff had like MX Clears or MX Browns, and Zelios were very popular, right? Because that was basically the modern ergo clear, like out of the box. And so I like those three things a lot. And then as far as custom keyboards were concerned, like when I got out of my first meetup, I got an HKB and a Nova Touch right out of the bat. I got the Nova Touch because it was priced well. It was right when they had announced that they were going out of print, but the prices hadn't like shot, so they were pretty decently priced. And then I got an HKB because I wanted to try the layout, and also Topre. So I went into Topre right away. And then for customs though, I got my Octagon. I can tell you the date actually. I have a pretty good record of when I did, like when I bought certain things, or when I like got into, like, you know, got certain keyboards and whatnot. So I I'm kind of curious myself actually. So I got my Octagon like in mid 2017. So it took me like 6 months for me to jump into actual customs. Yeah. And then so about 6 months. So I got a Duck Octagon and a Duck Blackbird around the same time ish. I got the Octagon because I really liked 75% at the time, and I got the Blackbird because I wanted a keyboard with a numpad, because I was doing a lot of data entry stuff at the time. I was doing a lot of like spreadsheets and other things. I wanted something with a numpad, so I got the Blackbird. I really liked the RGB, the way it was done in the Blackbird. So I was like, everyone was into that at the time in 2017. Everyone was into that Duck V2 Eagle Viper look, the RGB at the front. Like that was the stuff. And so I was really into it too. So those were the two first keyboards I bought, custom keyboard wise. So I didn't really simmer that much in between. I kind of just went all in. Actually, after I got the Blackbird, I kind of simmered on those two, and like some of the pre-builds I had before. I had like a Vermillo. I had like an already built White Fox. I had like a Tata. I had a Cooler Master full size with MX Browns. I had the HKB and a Nova Touch that I had gotten. So I had plenty of keyboards. So I just simmered on those for pretty much most of the year. And then towards the end of the year, I started getting other things. I think I got like an X60. I got the first round of KD75s. I remember I got later that year. Obviously I started to get into like GMK and other key sets too. So I started getting more key sets. Artisans, I started getting into that in the middle of, like, after half a year into the hobby. So it took me a little time to enter into Artisans later on. And then the Artisans kind of picked up quickly because I had close friends where I started keyboards who were very big time enablers, and they showed me how cool they were and whatnot. So I kind of got enabled into Artisans too. So yeah, that was back then. It's fine. Got my first buckling springboard a few days ago. Oh, nice, bro. Do you like it? You should get a Source converter or something similar though, because it has 2K row otherwise. So you can't really game with that. Model M with re-legendables for 40 CAD? Ooh, good price. Cheap. Very nice. I used to want a Unicorn X Legend. Oh, that's a cool board too. It's a cool board. Unicorn X Legend is a nice board. Low angle though. So if you're into like lower angle boards, that's what you would get. Because as far as duck boards are concerned, there's not that many low angle boards. I guess there's gonna be like the poker slash mini, which is like just the poker case, 60% case. And then you would get there's the Blackbird that's low angle, the Unicorn X Legend that's low angle, and then everything else was high angle: Lightsaber, Octagon, Viper, Eagle, Orion. I need a custom with a numpad for potential work stuff as well. Yeah, I mean, you have two options to do numpad work, right? It's just to get a separate numpad and just plug that in, or to get a board with a numpad. I opted for the latter because I don't know, just thought it was a nice use of real estate instead, and kind of looked nicer with the full key set all together in one board. I think ever since the beginning of my journey, like, I quickly learned that I prioritized a bit more of the looks over the practicality. And so I think that's kind of why I got into collecting a lot, because it's kind of like the variety of the spice of life. And I was like, oh, like, I can accomplish different looks by like having these different things and combining them, and so I started buying into stuff because I was like, oh, I kind of like the look of that. But I was never really like as in tune with like, oh, does it sound good? Does it feel good? Right? Not so much, because I figured that just depends on the switches. If your switches are good enough, then it should feel good, right? And for like, you know, like, you can adjust the plate material if you really have to. Like, plate files were not as common back then, but like I had like the engineer mindset. So I was like, oh, well, if I need to make a plate file, then, or like if I need to make a custom plate for myself in a different material, I can just measure it out and make it myself, right? Not that I ever did, but, you know, I had that mindset, so I was just like, oh, whatever. I'm also vain. I love it. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a kind of a curse, but, you know, it's an expensive curse. The Ibis seems like a good fit. The Ibis is a nice pick for that, yeah. You could get the Petrichor, which currently went on buy. It's pretty cheap too. It's like in the, was it like $200 mark-ish? The Petrichor? Really good deal. And I think these days fulfillment for stuff is pretty decently fast, so should be a good buy. I would argue. The Petrichor. Not to mention it sounded and felt pretty nice. So solid board to get if you're into like numpad having layouts. Blackbird is 7 degrees? Yeah, it's pretty low. Also Blue Crayon. Let's see, what was this? Who was your first exposure into resin? My friends in the, I was friends with Clar. I'm not sure if you know Cheese Puff, Clar. R. Mendes was one of my first friends in the hobby. Zachy Adams. They're all into collecting art. It's pretty hardcore from the get-go. So I actually stuck to my guns for a long time. Like, I actually was like, oh, only Jelly Key, and they look nice, and I just want a few. And then they'll be like, oh, I got a new Fugu, and got Meow Caps, Bro Caps, Cosmonaut, whatever, you know, all these cool things. And then like Clar or like Zach would be like, oh, I got a new like Walrus, Mummy, Clack, you know, and I was like, pretty nice. How much was that? And it was expensive, you know. Even back then, it was kind of expensive. I mean, bros were super expensive back then, right? Bros and boopers. So I was just like, that's cool. I'll just admire from afar. Famous last words. But that was totally a flag for me. But yeah, alas, Okay, so Blue Crane said, Diego, what's the likelihood of an alu plate bending a little if you are reflowing solder on the spacebar switch to get the switch as flush as possible? It's possible to bend the plate, yes. It is possible. Depends how hard you're pushing things against each other. You definitely can though. Especially like if you're like this section, like see like these thinner sections of alu, like if you're doing this, you could definitely bend the plate there. But if it's the full plate you're like pushing onto, not as much, not as easy. I've definitely bent like pieces of a plate a little because I was pressing really hard on like narrow sections, but otherwise I think it should be okay. Drew just gets so post all day he doesn't need to game. Okay, I'm just catching up. Form over function person. I still like my boards look good. Not chasing sound, blasphemy. Yeah. I really wasn't into the sound meta. How do you not try to copy a YouTube video of a completely different keyboard? Because back then, actually, well, when I started, there wasn't that whole YouTube meta. I like that I'm picky. Being picky is a good thing. Trust me. Pentacore doesn't have split RS. Oh, right shift, which would have gone in otherwise. Oh, I see. Oh, Mr. Epsilon. Hello, Epsi. How are you? How have you been? Hi, what's a pink keyboard and keycaps? It's the Ladybird from Heinebush. And the keycaps are Enjoy PBT blanks. The YouTube meta happened because of lockdown. You can't change my mind. Well, so Nathan, right, Mr. Feel Good Music himself, started posting on YouTube in 2017, and he would cross post that over to Reddit, and people were like, "Ooh, oh," and then obviously the FL with Holy Pandas happened eventually, right? So that was kind of where it really picked up. Twitch was essentially not quite a thing yet. It was only after he hit like a certain number of subscribers, I think, that he would transition to doing streams on Twitch. For Nathan, at least. Tfue build, yeah, Tfue build was a pretty transformative moment as far as being timed around COVID, the beginning of COVID, and it being so mainstream. And it was like the perfect storm. The Tfue build, that was the perfect storm for sure. So yeah, that definitely also changed the scene in terms of like growth of the scene and attracting like a very large number of people in a certain demographic. So yeah, actually, well, with COVID, the demographic range became bigger too, because now people who are working, older people too, like would want to upgrade their setups, would look into things, stumble upon keyboards, you know, whole cycle, upgrade cycle, get gas basically. I learned about Teatu Tfue build. I mean, a lot of people would, yeah, because that was probably the peak of like a popular video, and like a lot of news popping around it was that build, right? But before that though, like he had like the Scara #2 and a few other things, right? So but it wasn't as big yet. I mean, he was getting pretty big back then though, already, like in 2019, 2018, 2019. 2020 and the Tfue build definitely like exploded it up by a lot. He hasn't streamed a month as of today. I mean, I didn't stream for like 2 weeks, I think, right? Less than 2 weeks? Something like that. To be honest, I get antsy to build something. I would find like a project to do if I really had to. Can't wait for Lightning to build a keyboard for Suga. Ain't no way. Yes, but you have a job and a career. I'll soon not have a job or a career. Once I'm done, I will not have a job or a career because it's not lined up yet. So I'll have to welcome unemployment again for a little bit. As sad as that might sound. Okay, you guys will hear fan sounds because of the ventilator thingy here. This is identical internally to 959, huh? Yeah, it's pretty similar. My coworker bought the Rama Olivia edition, and after that, the keyboard virus spread throughout the store. Oh. I love missing the Tfue build era. Missed out on all the hype. Oh, that's too bad, Dura. It's okay. You would have been yapping so much if you were there. Maybe it wouldn't have picked up as much. People would have been like, "Who's this yapping? Who's this guy yapping so much?" They would have been like, "Ah, Teha, but his chat sucks." Mr. Krabs build. You know, my first foray into customs was because I simply wanted a board to put on those aesthetically pleasing keycaps I keep seeing. That's a good one too, yeah. A lot of people who started seeing GMK sets because so many buys happen for them, and like when you see the photos, they do look nice. Like on Insta and other places. We need a new pandemic. We can get you a career in content then. I don't think I'm cut out for content. I'll be quite honest with you. I know people who do content as a career, right? And like I'm not built for that. Like the whole like documenting all these aspects of your life / like producing videos, and like I think the production stuff is what gets me the most. It's like I'm not cut out for that. I'm not cut out for the editing and the filming and the making contents for like literally every platform on existence, cross-posting, kind of evolving on that too. You kind of have to evolve in on things too, and it has to be organic too. Like you don't force these things as well. You like work for them, and people kind of support. People vouch for your growth as a person, and it also kind of shows in terms of technical skill and your overall like output. And I think content is pretty rough. And yeah, I don't know. It's pretty rough. I don't know how it happens, but yeah, it's crazy. I love your current keep, Diego. Oh, thanks. I like pink. Pandemic drill would be so good. Oh boy, dangerous. Actually, no different from now though. I love that I had no money during the pandemic era to join group buys at the time. Actually, me neither. The pandemic era was a big down for me. In many different ways. I went through a career change. I had just a lot of personal happenings, like mishappenings really, yeah, like I was like financially I was not like I'm well off or anything, so it was definitely kind of rough. Then I picked up again though after I like kind of got my shit together, but yeah. Also, yeah, there was that inflated market too. I joined the hobby after being pissed out that with my Cooler Master Spacebar rattle. Oh, that's a more common story for joining the hobby. BRB gonna get Stony Baloney. It's Friday. Hey, let's go. I remember seeing GMK Penumbra and Oko's website. Enjoy the process when I have the resources to keep me properly busy with it. Yeah. Been writing a script for a video. I'm kind of struggling with writing it. Writing is hard. in theory things look so much easier, and then once you get to the actual writing and producing, it's so much harder. Get a big block of that. We need a resin stream where you only talk about artisans. I mean, that wouldn't be too difficult, would it? Literally, you could just do a stream with other artisan makers or other artisan collectors, and we could do like a... I mean, that's basically what like these real life meetups are. Like KeyCon and whatnot, right? It's basically real life yapping about artisans only for a little bit. I mean, for segments. You know? Oh, this flex cut is making some of these switches not seat as properly. Just making sure that's the case. Do you finish school yet? Not yet. I'm currently, well, at this point I don't have nothing to hide. I'm on my home stretch for school. For those who don't know, I'm currently doing a PhD, and I'm currently writing my dissertation. So I'm on my last spurt for school. I'm on my last leg. All I need to do is defend my thesis, and I'll be done basically. And then I need to wrap up writing and like submitting all the paperwork and whatnot, and that'll be done. But I'm basically on my last like few months of school essentially for the rest of my life. So pretty exciting. I'm very nervous. I probably should be writing right now, but I needed to take a break because I've literally just been doing that the entire week. And honestly, it's super slow. You get writer's block all the time. I am not a great writer. As far as technical writing is concerned, it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard not to sound dumb and not repetitive when you have to do this for, you know, however many pages, like I guess like 200 pages or whatever, 150 pages or whatever, you know, it's a lot. So yeah. Alright, Diego, stop ignoring me. Wait, what did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Creating content is hard work. I agree. And then, I know I'm catching up with chat here, so... La la la. Writing scripts was always easy for me. Tell them what you're gonna tell them, and then tell them what you told them. Good mentality around it. I actually thought this keyword would not deliver. That was my thought too. Saw a lot of people sell their spots. Have you ever tried to sculpt your own artisan? No, I don't have the chops for it. But I haven't tried, so maybe I should try. I haven't really had the creative bone to want to try, like the urge to try. Haven't had that. So that's kind of why I haven't. Community subset of artisan people stream. Yeah. I bet your thesis slaps. Man. Oh no. I mean, one thing I'll be honest and grateful for is that I'm grateful that I'm being told to finish up. In the sense that when you're told that you should defend your thesis, or that you are basically on the finishing, like on the last stretch of whatever you're doing, is a nice thing, because it essentially means stop doing new things and write about the things that you've already done, present the things that you've done in a coherent manner, and then call it a day. You know, basically you're basically being told to wrap it up, write it in a nice book, and close that chapter of your life and move on. So it's great, because it like the first thing I thought of when I was told, like, hey, you're like, you should probably defend around this time or whatever, was the first thing I thought to myself was, oh my god, I don't have to do new projects. I don't have to think of these new ideas. I don't have to like come up with like all these new solutions to these things and whatnot, right? Now I can just write about them like as like a potential future work, or like suggestions, kind of like to the field, right? But so that was a relief. The second thing was also, though, I definitely kind of had a bit of like imposter syndrome slash like insecurity in terms of like, oh my god, like I don't feel like I'm ready to be done. I actually expected this to go on for at least a year, like an edition, but I was basically told, no, actually you're ready, you're good to go. How about you just start getting prepared for this in a few months, and you'll be done, right? Basically, that's how it went for me. So that's kind of where I am now. I was told a few months ago to like wrap things up and start preparing for my like dissertation and defense. So yeah, that's where things are. So that's where I've been lately, just in front of a desk, writing, coming up with nice figures and graphics to show, to sound coherent. Dr. Diego, the R's and construct has a nice ring to it. I'm not sure if I should be proud of that. Well, I hope all goes well. Thanks, my friend. Thank you, JB. Boy Abundance, thanks so much for the tier 1. Putting it like this does make it sound daunting? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's... For me, I think it definitely, the most daunting part is just operating under the pressure of having to sort of like put down all these things that you've done into this one place and make it sound like a coherent story. That's always the hard part of like grad school, I suppose. It's like you can't just do, you also have to like record it and document it, but then you also have to make a story out of it, make sense out of it. So it feels pretty disjoint for a long time until it doesn't. So this final stretch for me has been difficult to like synthesize all that into one place. Imposter syndrome is a daily struggle for me. Oh, yep, tell me about it. That's always the case for me. There's so many talented people out there. Especially if I look at stuff that people did before me, I'm like, what the fuck? How did they do that? Can't believe they even had the time, or whatever. If I were yapping less on Discord, I would probably have more time, but I yap on Discord, so too bad. What are you studying? I do biomedical engineering, bioengineering technically actually, but my area is adjacent to electrical, so I actually do more physics and electrical stuff than I do like any bio stuff. My applications are bio related, but all the theory, all the practice is more electrical physics related. All right, that's all good. Pretty big doubts about my writing. What do you do, Reinfo? What are you studying? Are you in like film? Are you a film student? I also thank you, Mr. Kupo. Actually, Mr. Kupo, how far are you? I actually don't even know how far you are, but I hope you're doing well. It's been a few years now, so I kind of feel like you're further along, but then again, I'm not sure. Keep getting the years confused now. So hopefully you're in your, maybe you're in your busier time, but I'm not sure. Media and communication. Oh, I see. Okay, got it. All right. We got top mount, so pretty simple. Sounds interesting. All the best. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure it will be fine. I think that's pretty much how it goes. But until you're done, you can't help but feel nervous. But yeah, I can tell you guys all about it once I'm through it. At least more of the nitty gritty. Alright. Let's see, we need to put the daughter board on. For that, we need to remove these guys. Definitely a nice color. Yeah, it's pretty much brown. It's supposed to be like a warm gray called moon rock, but it's essentially brown in my opinion. It looks pretty nice though. It looks quite nice. Can you show us how thick the weight is? Yeah, I can do that. Let me just make sure that this is actually lined up. Slightly off actually. That should do it. Perfect. Okay. How thick the weight is? Okay. Let me show you that. Just a minute. I can remove it, I guess. That's the easiest way. So it's just held by 4 screws here. Diego, if the plate does bend a little, what are some telltale signs of that? Switch doesn't clip properly might be one. It depends with which part. I mean, if you have photos, that's the easiest way to know. Oh, like what parts do you suspect that's bent? This is the weight. Who was asking? Kodabra? That's the weight. It's like, it's decently heavy actually. It's Squid Games, yeah. Yeah, you can look at it with a light, yeah, and see if you see deflection on the surface. Whether it's convex or concave, you'll figure out, but that's definitely another way, yeah. Chunky, yeah, this is pretty decently heavy. Feels like at least a kilo. So pretty chunky. I learned that trick the hard way. Fair. You don't know why you left and came back to it? Probably you got disinterested in what was going on. I mean, isn't that why people usually drop whatever they're doing? Just stop being interested in it. Coming back though, I don't know, probably because COVID. Nothing else to do, right? Okay. How brown is the moon rock in person? Pretty brown. I would say it's just brown. It definitely is not. Like, the first glance I took at this, right, when I just opened it earlier, it's brown. That's how brown it is. It's like a darker. It's not like a heavy chocolatey dark brown, but it's like a nice metallic, like slightly bronzy, right? Toasted brown, but it's brown. It is not gray. It doesn't feel gray to me. A roasted bean, yeah. It's mostly, I think it's a lot of it has to do with the fact. Oh, it's a texture actually. It's a texture of the surface. It's kind of matte, so it doesn't feel as like so it's kind of like a very flat brown tone to it due to the surface texture. How does it compare to a rubber hose? Oh, that's a good question. I think the rubber hose one might actually be a little bit more on the warm gray side, but we'll see actually. We can check. Okay. You're addicted to competitive block game around mid-2020 and watching the juicer, so I don't even know why I started watching keyword stuff again. Again, boredom. Don't you basically multitask all the time, Drew? Aren't you basically watching something and doing something else at the same time all the time, Drew? I mean, you clearly respond on chat so quickly all the time. So I wouldn't doubt that you're actually multitasking all the time, so that's probably why you started watching keyword stuff again. Because you literally do everything all at once. You know? So yeah, probably. Let's see. Let's look at the. You guys wanted to see the Thika, right? I have the Thika here. Alright, so this is the Thika. It looks like the 2000 Mini SE is a bit darker, slightly. Let me see if the side cam captures this better. Like, this is a little lighter. But they're both pretty brown, right? Let me see if I can maybe go back to the overhead here. So like, here's the brown of the 2000 Mini Moonrock, and this is the Thika brown, and that one's a little lighter. It's a kind of like glossier. It's really the surface texture that's making the difference here. The surface texture is just more reflective on the Thika by Deskeys. Compared to the matte finish of this anodizing over here. Is the matte anode look achieved with hard anode? I don't know if this is hard anode. It doesn't feel the same as the other hard anode boards I've seen. Hard anode has this like chalky feeling to it. It doesn't quite have that exactly, but it's kind of close. So maybe it is. I don't know though. I think the only person to confirm that is the people who made it. I don't know actually, because I was not in the buy also. So it would be, if you can like get into a product listing, you could check if maybe they mention it. But maybe, yeah, I would say like a lot of the hard anode stuff I've seen myself has a very matte, flattened out tone, non-reflective finish with a very chalky like texture to the touch. But I think you can also achieve this just by the right media to blast it with. Right? Thanks for comparing, no worries. What key set should we put on this, by the way? Now that we've seen, I'm kind of not sure. I can see what key sets we can think of here. Diego, have you tried growing out your beard? I don't want to do it. Too splotchy. It will look so ugly for so long that I would never contemplate doing it. NCR dye subs, chocolatier. I don't have cafe. Okay, I'll give you some options. Okay, I'll give you some options. I think do I have sloth? I think I might have sloth. I just forget if I do because I always confuse sloth and Ursa. I do have sloth. Okay, I'll give you guys some options. Do you have Norse? No. And if you want to know why I don't have Norse, you can probably guess yourself. You know exactly what taste I have. You guys know. Well, I think Gawk by now you should probably know what tastes I have and why I would not own GMK Norse. I really like GMK Norse, by the way. There's many sets I like a lot that I didn't buy. Botanical, Dual Shot, Norse, many sets that I was like, oh, really like that set, but didn't buy it because it just didn't have the right modifier legends. Botanical R1 would have been perfect if it had regular top left aligned icons, but it wasn't. What can we do? Alright, but yes, R2 was the worst offender, no doubt. Okay, so Dolch, yeah, Dolch is a good option. I would say, like, I would personally say contemplate some options, right? Like, I would say Dolch is a good option. I do have Sloth, I can confirm that now. I mean, you can try Beige, but I think Beige is kind of too boring for this. NCR is actually not a bad option as... Oh, but I can't do NCR because split backspace. It will look really weird. So no NCR for this. Someone else suggested Chocolatier. I guess, yeah, we've done Chocolatier before too. Wob? Sure, Wob. Can you draw me a chili pepper? What the... I mean, isn't it just like a... like that? Chili pepper? Dolch Hangul, I mean, yeah, same thing. CRP, I guess I'll just put Beige. It is a banana. Yeah, that's kind of more like a banana. Anything with Gordon fonts? I have DCS stuff. I have DCS Wob. I have DCS 9009. And I guess Windbreaker. Oh, I have Deadbeats. Deadbeats. Banana pepper. That's a Thai chili pepper if I've ever seen one. Okay. Alright. I think these are good enough options. Unfortunately, I'll have to cross out one because we don't have options to put more than 5 options on the poll. So maybe I'll cross out... I'll actually cross out Chocolatier. I kind of feel like Chocolatier is just too on the nose for this. Although it might look good. But I think didn't I do Chocolatier recently at some point? That's my thought, but... Alright, key set. Dolch, Sloth, Wob. No. I'm crossing out Wob. I'm sorry. I don't think Wob is for this. I think the brown and the... No. I don't think Wob's gonna work on this. I'm gonna cross out Wob. Chocolatier is back in the menu. Beige, and then... Dead Beats, okay. Let Dead Beats. Dead Beats. Alright. Y'all can vote. I'll just do the vote. Pick. Save Wob or silver build? Yo, Mr. Poner. What's good, man? How are you? Both are kind of neck on neck, actually. With Dolch and Chocolatier leading in the front. Norse and Dolch mods. I don't have Norse though, but that actually sounds like a great combo. Could consider buying Norse for on the cheap just to have that kind of combo, but I feel like it feels like a waste of a base kit. But it's a good set. It's a really good set in person too. I've seen it. I just want Latin alphas and good mod legends. Yeah. Although Latin alphas would make it not Norse though. So kind of pointless to say I want Latin alphas on GMK Norse. Looks like it's gonna be Dolch. Wow. You guys are truly just picking very on the nose sets here. I think Sloth couldn't look good too. But yeah, Dolch is fine. We can do Dolch. Oh, it's a tie. What are we gonna do? It's a tie. How do we tie break it? 1-2 tied, so go third place. Ask Kiwi. Flip a coin? Yeah, I have a coin here. Actually, what would Kiwi pick? Dolch or Chocolatier? I don't know. What is Kiwi doing? Let me see if I can bring Kiwi. If Kiwi should pick one. Kiwi's choice. Let's see. Let's see if I can bring him over. Is he busy? Oh. Sleepy. Hello, this is Kiwi. Say hi to Kiwi. Yeah. Too bright. Hi. Okay, Kiwi. Let's do this. This is Chocolatier. And this is Dolch. And you need to pick one, but you're not gonna pick any of them. Can I get a I should get a snack or something for him. He does not look like a happy camper. We got the treasure trove. Okay. Kiwi, you must pick one. Whichever you pick first is the one that will get. I mean, you're gonna eat both, by the way, but whichever you pick first will be the winner. Chocolatier and Dolch, just because it's in alphabetical order, I guess. All right, moment of truth, guys. Which one will Kiwi pick? Okay, Kiwi, go. Okay. Looks like he chose Dolch. Okay, you can eat the other one too. Also, stop drooling on the desk mat. Thanks, Kiwi, for your participation. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. I guess I'll go get Dolch. It's over there. I'll be right back. Kiwi, you want to stay there? Do you want to? You might want to leave though. Maybe he'll stay. Where is... Hold on. Oh, goodbye, Kiwi. Be careful. Okay, good. Kiwi left. Okay. Alright, let me go get Dolch. I'll be right back. You arrange those artisans in an unruly manner? I guess he could do that. I think someone was asking about using Hangul, but I think I like the look of it without Hangul for today, so I'm just gonna go with this. All decisions should be made via Kiwi. He makes good choices. He does make good choices. Generally. He's actually pretty... He's pretty chill. He's very polite. He's a good boy. What happened to using the magic 8-ball for decision making? Forgot about it. I didn't even know it existed. Sorry, I don't really remember these things. So we just asked Kiwi, and Kiwi chose. Oh, maybe I should steal some of the Dolch resin on the Thika to put on here. Pipe. It's missing letters now. Oh, do we want an accent on this or nah? You guys can... I'll do a... Someone do a quick poll, or... Actually, I'll just do it. Enter red, teal, and I guess gray. Do a 1 minute while I put this back in the bag. Okay, I will. And maybe for the other one. These are not as Dolch-y, but maybe. Kind of nice. I'll go with that. Something to be a little different. Enter is gray. Okay, cool. All right, there you go. Sorry about the background noise. If it bothers ya. Alright. Let's see. Do I have a different cable I can use? Maybe this gray one is a little more suited. Okay. Very nice. Very clean. Very clean. Just gonna take a look there. Pretty sweet. Alright, let's get the type on this. Okay, I'm gonna move the mic over. Not sure which view you guys prefer, but there's either or for you to take a look at. There's the side view here, which you can see the side profile for, and there's the top-down view. All right, so let's try it out. This is the 2000 Mini SE from Hand Engineering. Shipped group buy for took a long time to ship, but it's here. And we have it built with MX blacks on aluminum, and we got GMK Dolch R5 for the key set. All right, let's try it out. Pretty nice. A bit on the more hollow side, but the spacebar definitely stands out a little bit in this particular case. Oopsie, sorry about that. I accidentally maximize it. We can hear the modifiers here. Alright. Oops. There. I hear some resonance in the top two rows a little bit. I actually do wonder if a little bit of either case foam or maybe like even like the force brake mod could improve it a little bit. I do think there's a bit of resonance happening in there, like between the metal and metal contact, but otherwise it sounds pretty decent. Yeah. So I don't know what you guys think. This is what it looks like from the top. Has Lewis shipped out those desk mats yet? I don't think so, but I don't know. Yeah, definitely hear resonance in the case though. Especially from the corners. So I actually kind of feel like maybe it's the metal contact for the screws over here. There's the alignment for the screws sections. Maybe that part is kind of like causing some hollowness and resonance there. And I kind of hear it from the top two rows, but not so much in the bottom rows and the middle row. Mostly in the top two rows here, these two alpha rows. And this top right corner a little bit more. Can you show the butt? Yeah, of course. The fit and finish though, pretty good. I think fitment and finish and like building this all together, no problems at all, no issues. Looks like the tolerances look pretty good. It has a intentional seam there. It does have a chamfer there at the seam, so you can actually see that. I'm gonna wipe off the weight which I have smudged with my fingers, but yeah, fit and finish though pretty good overall. I would say like no particular problems. I would say like maybe you can try like if you experience like hollowness like or resonance like this, so can always try like a little bit of shelf liner and or try things like a force brake mod type of thing where you just put a little bit of damping material between the two case pieces. There is a significant bit of overlap between the top and bottom case, so I suspect that might kind of create a little bit of this tin chamber essentially, just kind of echoing through it. But yeah, it looks nice. I mean, it definitely is very reminiscent of the 959, right? Like a lot of the 959 kind of like features are presented here. But yeah, this is the side profile here. And this is the bottom. Thrash and Tony, yo homie. Hey homie, it's Tony. Check out the link in description and WhatsApp below. And follow LC Sign. What's good, man? Port? USB port? USB port is okay. Side profile is pretty mint. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice looking board overall, though. I think it's nicely made. this cutout here, this right here, right? This thing, right? It's a reference to one of his neon signs where he almost spelled another. Oh yes, I remember. I've seen a lot of the shorts. Okay, I got it. I got it, Mason. I remember now. Yeah, this definitely looks a little odd. Yeah, that's something I did wonder about. I was like, why is this like basically this is done weirdly enough, it's so that it continues the same diagonal line here, like the same like sloped line here. It follows that same line, and so it breaks between the straight here that touches the surface of the desk and that, and so this edge looks, yeah, it looks a little, there's like a little cusp there, so yeah, it kind of looks odd from the side. That said, I think if I were like to look at it from like a slight distance though, you can't quite see it as easily, just because it's at the very far front. But I mean, once you know, it's kind of hard to unsee things, right? So I kind of get that. Yeah, so here's the side view. Yeah, that's the side view for the board. Yeah. Pretty good looking board though overall. I mean, it's too bad about the long wait for anybody who was a part of the group buy and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think it came out alright. Any particular issues I think are resolvable by just tweaking and customizing appropriately. So I personally don't really have qualms about this design, at least as far as like build process goes. So yeah, it definitely does sound a little hollow like without anything though, but still pretty good. Yeah, so that's the look here. Let's move that over. So there's our. By the way, is this playlist on Spotify or something? It's banging. Yeah, just do exclamation playlist and it'll show up. All right. I got Moonrock as well. Oh, nice. It'll be a nice color. I think, I mean, I can bring Chocolatier just if you want it to look quickly, but the brown for Chocolatier is so much more vibrant, I think, that it would look a little off. Like, here's Chocolatier, and it's like a more like, it's like a very like toned brown. Like the color is just more obvious, and so it would, I think compared to Dolch at least, it would stick out. That's one thing I didn't like about these Ultras, is how difficult it can be sometimes. But yeah, that's how Chocolatier, like Chocolatier is just a different brown overall. I don't know if I would love it myself. Modifiers. I don't like that. It'll look okay. I think I still prefer Dolch on this over Chocolatier though, just based on how this looks. Yeah, mods are good. I think the alphas kind of stick out more though, because they're on the lighter side. More doo-doo brownish. But yeah, the mods do look good. You know what set would look kind of nice with this? Maybe like the Hanok mods, like the brown ones, with like yeah, maybe like mixed with something else like Dolch or something. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, Dolch looks pretty solid on this. So. Yeah. Alright, well, so that's pretty much all I got for tonight, though. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask away, but otherwise, I'm pretty much done. See what I can come up with when I get mine? Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of sets too, right, Gog? So, I feel like you should probably be able to do a nice combo. Raid Prime Caps. Oh, that's right, they are doing a stream right now. Sure. Is the pressure pot, right? They're still on there right now. Yeah, they're doing stuff. So we can go raid fellow artisan makers in the community. There's Prime Caps and a few other people. Actually, I'm not sure if they're doing a call today, but it's Prime Caps mainly. Hosted at the pressure pot. Diego plays with me at GA. Thank you. I don't even win myself. I'm poor, so no forms for me? Good. Oh, your USB isn't plugged in probably? It is. It's just kind of sticking on a little. I'm asking the worst person? Yeah, especially for RNG. I don't think I'm the best to ask. Alright, folks. Thank you again for sticking around. I'll probably be seeing you guys soon. I do have a few more builds coming up, though. So you'll definitely see me stream, but yeah, I'm a little busy these days, so it's definitely much less frequent. So no announcement really for my streams. I'll just probably drop a ping if you're not in the Discord server already. But yeah, you'll see me go live a few more times this month. All right, let's go rate them. And again, thank you so much, guys. I'll catch you guys later. Just you can spam some Miago rates in the chat. But otherwise, catch you all later. Take care. And let's go raid Prime Caps at the pressure pot. See ya.